there, it's Jane
and Mike
from Earth Care Farm, and today we thought we would just tell you what we're going to be doing today in our garden. We might not show you everything, but
Jane at one time showed our home composting demonstration with 3 piles, and we'd like to show you what happens at times. We recommend a 3-pile system, but we just used our finished compost on the lawn.
This is a good time of year to put compost on your lawn and
or
overseed.
Wherever you need the compost, you can use your finished compost. So we just spread the finished compost, and now it's time to, this was our accumulating pile.
I'll show you a little bit.
A lot of these stalks are from the garlic that Jane harvested.
So I'm just going to do a tiny bit so you can see what I'm going to do.
Now it's time to turn our accumulating pile and start composting more and start a new pile, a fresh pile of materials.
So what this does is it's adding air into this pile.
All that coarse stalk is going to keep it well aerated.
And as I'm forking, it's also adding air. And then it's making it so we're now going to stop adding material to this pile.
Once it's turned.
Once it's turned, this pile is just for letting things break down now. No more adding.
And it needs the air and water and of course the organic matter. And the more diverse your organic matter besides your plants, it's a good opportunity to put what in the business we call nitrogenous material, but it's simply protein. A lot of people tell you not to compost your meat scraps or fish scraps or eggshells, but that's all trying to prevent problems with critters, where in actuality that meat and fish is very nutrient rich in what your compost needs.
So we add plenty of that to our compost. We want nice nitrogen rich and nutrient dense compost.
So really it's just a matter of air and water. Occasionally you have to water your pile to keep the right moisture content. And with the carbohydrate and protein, that's the browns are your carbohydrate, and your meat or fish or real green stuff is nitrogenous, grass clippings, that type of thing.
Yeah, so all I'm going to do is just take this whole pile and bring it over to here. I'm then going to form a nice neat pile, a rectangular pile. I find that I just like to treat the pile with respect, make it nice and tidy, and then we'll start a new pile. So pretty simple.
We prefer the 5-tine long handle.
This one's not a good example. Someone ran it over, but
yeah, that one
I'm
got
still
bad.
using it.
You can use any pitchfork, but that's the long-handled 5-tine is one we find the best.
Yeah.
You could use a garden fork. You can use anything, but that's what we prefer.
It's cool to see already as I'm getting into this pile. It's getting more and more broken down, and there's more and more life forms. I've got worms here. But just naturally, if you build a habitat for microbial life and all soil life, it just kind of comes.
Yeah, you'll see big grubs. You'll see all types of larvae in it.
Helping to break it down. So that's one thing. That's one of our tasks today. Our second task is right here. I thought I'd show you. This is called the Husk Cherry. Really cool plant. That the fruit ripens right in these cool little husks, and they fall to the ground. They turn yellow when they're ripe, and there's a little fruit like this, and then pop it in your mouth. It's full of vitamin C. Really delicious. I like to pack these in Cooper, the cameraman's lunchbox for school, and just a nice little addition to your garden, something different to add in there if you are interested for next year. Husk cherry, really simple to grow. And then the other thing on our task, it's a little too wet today, but our winter squash are really ripening nicely. Behind us we have the coconut squash, which is a great seed, a great variety. This is from row 7 seed. They're just starting to become ripe. When they're a little more on the orange side, just a couple of days from now, this one's probably ready. We'll begin harvesting these and bringing them right into our storage area, which is just in our basement. It's a dry, kind of cool area that will begin to do that. You don't want to leave these out too long. You don't want them to rot in the field. So this was just 2 plants that really went kind of wild, and I love that. Right near our honeybees, which are loving all the flowers. And so that's one of our tasks, and then just keeping up on weeds and starting to plant some of those fall seedlings that we sowed a couple weeks ago. The lettuces are ready to transplant now, and always something to do.
Well, turning to compost is great exercise. You know, right now a lot of them are avoiding going to gyms, so it's a very good exercise to do, turn your compost. And the more you turn it, the faster it will compost.
I like to represent the brawn, and this is the brains and the beauty right there. So that's our team.
That's a stretch. That's a real stretch.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank